Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Do 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 do. Started on time today. No one's around. That's kind of funny. No one expects me for another 20 minutes. Hiya. Of course, it doesn't help that my... Wait, what's happening? Why isn't my stream notification going off? You can do it. You can do it, Discord. Figure your stuff out. That's weird. That's very weird. There it goes. Okay. Hopefully that is actually working now. It says no data. It says no data. But I think it's on YouTube. I have no idea. We'll see if it updates, I guess. Da, 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 da. Excellent condition. Okay. I don't know what that was about. One way or the other, I think we're on the internet. I have a sneaking suspicion we're on the internet. But we might not be. Who knows? Welcome in. If you're here, you're here. If you're not here,
Yeah, I hear you on YouTube.
Skip cat, stop. This is
We get-
getting ridiculous. Sorry, hey Druid.
Hi. No worries. Got a frog in my throat today.
That happened. Skip cat has been screaming for treats all morning, and he cannot have it anymore. That's right, you jump up here, get the brush.
It's been a while since I've drawn on a white. Well,
Ha!
not
Joke's on you,
quite
it's not white.
background.
It's, slate something or other.
It's still brighter and cleaner than what we usually draw on.
That's correct. Hey, Skip Cat, here's the brush again. You get no more treats. You still have food in your bowl. You get no more treats. I'm worried Skip Cat is not long for this world. He is becoming old and cantankerous. He demands pets, but then bites me when I try to pet him.
Poor guy.
He also doesn't want me to work. Like, that's the thing. He doesn't want me to pet him, but he doesn't want me to draw or do anything because he just comes and interrupts it. And the only thing that consoles him is tuna treats.
Tuna flakes?
Which is slowly killing him, so.
Yeah.
Let me smoke and drink, I don't care.
Poor guy.
I'll give you all the attention you want, Skip Cat. Even to the detriment of my live stream.
Need that cat cam.
Oh yeah, I guess I could hit the cat cam back up. He doesn't sit. He doesn't sit on the, like he used to. Oh, okay, so this is how you're gonna combat the brush. You're just gonna head bonk me. He doesn't sit on the desk anymore. Like he's got a cat bed on the floor, so I'd have to put the cat bed or the camera on the floor. which I could do, but he moves around all over the place.
And when your bones hurt, it's difficult to sit still for very long.
Taking care of old cats. So much cat hair. Maybe that's what's wrong. Maybe he's getting warm and it's just needs a good brushing. Needs a good brushing. Get to him. Yeah.
So maybe he's asking for the brush.
Maybe he is. He's drooling all over. Don't you bite me. Don't you do it. Skip cat, you're just covered in fluff. How's everybody doing today while I'm petting a cat? Actually, hold on. There might be a way for me to do this. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
I have a question for the chat. Does anybody else feel like they've lost most of the week? Like, I did not even register my Sunday. Like, it just disappeared. It was non-existent. And I've just kind of like floated through the first half of this week.
People always talk about like time flies by so fast and the kids grow up so fast. This kid is 2 months old, and this has been like the longest 2 months of my life. So I think time has kind of stalled out for me. Not in a bad way, but like in the last year I've had nothing but like waiting for things to happen. Because it's been like waiting for my eye to heal, waiting for my eye surgery, and then waiting for the boy to come, and then now it's like, now he's here, and it's just like, okay, now we're just waiting for brain function to to get better. Can kid understand feet? Question mark. So yes, I've been waiting a lot for the last year, 2 years.
Yeah.
So I guess in relation to some other things, like when I think about, it's been 2 months since I released a Why You Should Play video.
Yep.
That's like, whoa, that just snuck away from me, right? So I think like the perspective of what you're focusing on is really the issue of that.
That's probably true. Probably fair.
And now I'm just covered in cat hair. Oh my gosh, it's so much. So much cat hair. I will post a picture of Skip Cat in the Discord for people. Since he's pouting now because I threw him off the desk. I will put that in the actual cat section of the Discord if you're not a Discord member. Come hang out.
Yeah, it's a very chill Discord.
Oh, the last thing that was posted in there was a picture of Skip Cat too.
An actual cat?
Yeah.
Yeah. He is giving you major side eye here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I gotta vacuum again. So
That last picture of Skip Cat where he's sleeping with his head against the wall and his neck twisted at a horrifying degree.
Right on top of the router.
Yeah. I remember sleeping like that once when I was like 18, and even then my body did not like that. Cats are amazing.
The boy will do a thing where if I or Jump Rope are holding him, he will start like head on shoulder and this and then curled up, but he will then like frog his knees up as high as he can, and then tip his head over, and he will just like blank and just be a folded bean. And it's just like, I don't think that's healthy for you. You should stop that. Just like, wah! Or he'll go the other way. and
Trying
just
to
like,
relax into a fetal pose. Let him be.
yep. Tiny cat. And then this arm will go up. I need to draw more Korok. More Korok child. Yeah, so no, I didn't have, this week didn't get away from me, but to answer your question. But I'm in a constant, perpetual state of waiting for stuff, so that tends to make time last longer.
Yeah, that is very frustrating. That was most of my 20s, waiting to not be sick.
Yep.
Never did happen. Just got sick of waiting.
I need to poke a joke. 1 second. Hold on a second. Sorry, I can move rugby over here in a second.
You're good.
Boom, boom, boom.
I've angled myself so I don't need that much canvas. And also I have positioned these the smaller arms in a place where they kind of look like really funky nipple tassels.
Yep. Try our experienced AI features. No, thank you. So I keep seeing all this stuff on Instagram and stuff about Adobe, like requiring your stuff to be used for their AI generation.
Yep.
But everything I've looked up on my Adobe stuff, I can't find that. Like, I can't actually figure out where it's saying that. Because, like, I've already opted out of them using my stuff.
Yep.
And as far as I can tell, the only stuff that they would have used anyways was stuff that I would store on the cloud, which I store nothing on Adobe's cloud, because just don't do that. Never do that.
No. Doesn't that also cost, like, isn't it just like a small amount of free space, and then you have to pay like a monthly subscription for it anyway?
I think with the when you buy the Creative Cloud subscription, which is the only way to buy it now, it comes with like 100 gigs of free space or something. It's pretty similar to like a Google Drive.
Gotcha.
But you can like save things from Photoshop and then just import them into Illustrator via the Creative Cloud. Like, it'll auto-reference it, or you can just click open and then open it from your desktop. So I don't know why. James Catboy, where's the cat? He was sitting on my keyboard a little earlier, and now I posted a picture of him in the Discord under Actual Cat, in the Actual Cat channel. That's where we post pictures of our cats. And so he's on the floor now. He's on the floor, sitting in the sun.
Cats and non-cat cats. Like tegus and danger noodles. Cat snakes if you've got a ferret.
Yeah,
even the dog-shaped cats. All cats are welcome.
I like how like nope ropes somehow are closer to cats than dogs are.
Probably it's probably specifically because of how domesticated dogs are, right? There's almost no animal, no matter how much of a pet it is, that is like super happy to see you without any reason, right?
Yeah.
And then you have most other animals, cats included, that when they're pets, they get excited around food time and they appreciate you for food. But unless you're an exceptional uh, pet parent, I don't know, you just kind of exist otherwise. I think that's probably also why people think of. I mean, How to Train Your Dragon definitely didn't help, but it's probably why people think of dragons as being very feline.
Yeah, I like that of him versus like almost more than reptilian. I like dragons being more cat-like than reptile-like.
I like how
Visually, I like
yeah,
lizard
yeah.
dragons, but
Yeah, but personality-wise, I mean, them being feline, especially like feral feline, I agree. Dragons gotta have attitude, and what living creature has more attitude than a cat?
babies. I
What
can't decide.
non-human
Yeah, what not human?
non-human animal can we reference that has more attitude than a person? Cats.
I can't decide if I want to start like drawing uh, baby memes, and I can't decide if I should draw the boy as a Korok or a tiny bird. Both are funny.
Yeah.
The baby guy looks like stuffed from cartoon mascot syndrome. Smolder from League of Legends. Yeah. Give him a binky. You know how, sorry, we're going to talk about baby stuff for a little bit. You know how
That's
old
fine.
pacifiers kind of look like this?
Yep.
They're like, yeah, oh, pacifiers. That way the baby's nose can be right here, and they don't die horribly from choking themselves with a pacifier.
Mm-hmm.
The new pacifiers are like, what if we got rid of that and just made it a circle and put holes here? And it's like, oh, okay. And they're like, but the middle will be transparent, so you can just like stare straight into the void that has become the like baby mouth butthole. And I'm like, that is the stupidest design. And then I got another pacifier, and it's completely transparent and huge. And so it's just 100% like baby vacuum. And I don't understand who designs this crap.
That's very interesting. That I feel like the old pacifiers were like designed for function. The new ones, to me, like just based on that description, seems like they were designed for cheapness of production.
Could be. I mean, at the end of the day, you don't need the plastic if you only need like the silicone, and the silicone is strong enough to hold up.
Yep. Which modern silicone probably is. At least until the kid gets teeth.
And I will die on this hill, but it drives me crazy that every single thing that exists that you buy for a child comes in a plastic bag that will kill the child. It's just like, please put things in boxes, or like. Actually, the last pacifiers I bought all came like individually wrapped in like paper, and then sealed in a box. That was nice, but yeah, it's just like baby safe rugby toy. And you're like, hey, that's cool, great, and then it's like giant plastic bag with a sticker bigger than the thing that says "Baby will die. Do not leave bag on floor." It's like, why did you put it in this? Please stop. Please stop. I've seen stupider things on the internet, I would say, but it's not like family friendly. Okay, that's fair. Yeah. the gaping maw of a tiny child. Also, if you've never seen a tiny baby mouth without teeth, like screaming, it's the funniest and most terrifying thing on the earth. It's great.
It's just gums. And I honestly have never thought about it. Seen a lot of babies. I have not thought about it. James the Catboy shared their cat. The amount of sass in that glare.
Is it good? Let me look at this.
I think the cat despises them.
That is an angry cat. And I'm assuming that you probably have a dog and not the cat did that to the door, but it could have been that cat. Just like, this door is closed, fuck this door.
Yeah, Wilma. Thank you for sharing her. I'm sure sometimes she's friendly. It's just... I don't know. Cats are often not photogenic. I mean, gorgeous creatures, but usually giving you the stink eye. And I know it's a difference in how cats communicate through body language.
I accidentally drew Tingle, I think.
Yeah, if Tingle was decided he wanted to be a Korok instead of a fairy.
Mm-hmm.
The dogs did the lower half of what's on the door, and then the cousin did the giant hole.
Okay.
I've got a cousin like that, yeah.
My house is very old. Very, very old. And we bought it for some house flippers. So, first off, fuck them. Anyways, the back of my door in the bedroom probably looked like that before the flippers got to it. So what they did is they just covered this whole part of the door in putty and then like put more stain on it. And it looks so bad. And I'm like, I'm glad this is in the bedroom where no one will ever see it but me. But it's like, just buy a new door. Just buy a new door. What the fuck are you doing? They're internal doors. You probably spent almost the same amount of money on putty and then had to spend the time to like lacquer it and stuff.
Yeah. I tried watching some like house flipper stuff when HGTV was in its heyday back in the early 2000s. And it drove me absolutely crazy that like the lengths people would go to not go to the hardware store to get what they actually needed. To just be like, no, it's so creative. Look, I can fix it like this. To this day, I still get super pissed when I see people, that meme house repair thing that went around for a while, where people were using top ramen, and super glue to fill holes in whatever they were doing. I hated that.
The stupidest part about that, you want to know the stupidest part about that?
Yes, please.
They make this thing called wood putty.
Yeah.
That looks like this. Comes in like a coffee mug sized thing. Wood putty, great. This costs like $7. A pack of ramen costs 98 cents.
Yep.
This thing of super glue, if you use the tiny one, is like $2. If you buy one of these,
which is what you need,
$8.
Yep.
You're probably gonna have to use all of this and the ramen, and then still buy the putty to smooth it out later. It's like, just buy the fucking putty. What are you doing? If you really have to fill a hole, use whatever material you're using. Drywall, spray foam. Spray foam actually works, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's so dumb. Do we have time to make a submission? Absolutely. I am wasting time, if we're being honest. I'm wasting time today. Skip Cat is back on the...
Hey, Jonas.
So did Jonas?
Yeah.
Indeed, this is me.
Welcome.
Would you like to draw with us today, Jonas?
Plenty of
Sure.
room.
You don't have to,
Uh,
but I will extend the offer.
what? How do I join?
There you go. Skip cat. Jesus Christ.
Time to spend an hour missing the city. I have to log in.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna take,
Yes.
I'm gonna take the baby bed off. Cat. Cat. Fix your shit.
Rook has too many small creatures in his house now.
Here, use the cat bed, please.
Yeah. So Aggie, which was the simple version that you didn't have to log into, is
Replaced.
he had been replaced with Magma Studio, which was the upgraded version, but you don't have to buy the upgraded version now. You just buy a premium of the upgraded version. Anyway, long story short, that's why it's more formalized now. So that's why you got to sign
Don't
in.
mind my profile picture.
Shaboing!
I love it.
Okay, I'm gonna roll the dice. You guys can still keep warming up if you want. We have 24 today, so it's gonna be a little weird. Changeling Warlock with Archflight Patron who lives in the Feywild and has a comedy mask as the normal face. As their normal face. Fair enough. Fair enough. Alright. My mouse is doing something weird. It's probably got cat hair stuck in it. Random concept I've had for ages, been hopefully doable. Yeah. James, feel free to post it. Let me know.
Oh. Super fast.
Did I do that wrong? I did do that wrong. Hold on, we'll do it backwards. Blog. We might go a little different. I feel like if we're showing off the mask, we got to do it from the front. I don't know what would be creepier, the actual like doppelganger face or the mask face.
Those are features done. Man, the settings feel weird.
If you want, I think what you're going to want to do is you're going to go, actually, hold on a second. I'll just do it this way. Here are my brush settings.
Oh. I like how it's just...
It works pretty well.
T-shirt.
Yeah, I just screenshotted it. I posted it on the community post. I swear, I'm gonna break my thumbs. Crap. Okay, then I have to go dig for it. Can you post it in the chat? Otherwise, I gotta go. I gotta go dig for the post.
Ooh.
The most important things I think are the size and the flow, being the little paintbrush checkboxed, and then I drop the opacity down so that it gets a little bit of softness to it. So otherwise it feels too sharp.
There.
Yeah, for those of you who are just joining, you're very welcome to post your suggestions in the chat, and I can add them to the list. Ooh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Cat hair.
Oh, I just made a fun little brush here. What the hell?
There you go. That's nice texture on it.
I just said, I was like, what kind of brushes are out here? And I was just, oh, there's a random splotch of like just a shape. Let's use that. That's how my brushes work in Krita, for example. I just made a random shape and I use it.
My two favorite brush shapes are probably triangle and square, followed by a gradated triangle. Or a gradated square,
My
sorry.
brush shape is something like this in Krita, but sideways.
Nice.
My favorite is this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one as well. This one kind of hits the brush I have, where I kind of just like layer it.
I used to use a brush like that for a long time. Like a really soft, large circle and then a hard edge to it. That one's kind of cool. Can you define brushes on here? That'd be cool. I doubt it, but...
I doubt it.
I don't know what to do.
Maybe that's coming. I mean, they've barely given us the ability to have multiple brushes, and I don't like any of them. So.
Yeah. Hey, some of these aren't bad. Check that one out. Let's see what that does. Ooh! I might try that today.
That is what I would call scrungly.
Scrungly, yep. That's a good scrungle brush. A rich mafia boss dressed young adult with eyes of a snake. Okay.
Interesting.
Snake-eyed mobster. Do you think a colorful character or monotone character would be scarier? Oh, like if they were actually monotone? I don't know if it would matter, per se.
It really depends on the setting for me.
I mean, here's the weird thing about color toning. It's relative to the lighting you're in.
Yeah.
And so, like, someone being completely monotone would be creepy if they didn't fit into the lighting, right? Like,
yeah.
if you're in the middle of a bright day and someone has zero color, that would be creepy.
Yeah.
Elliot, welcome in.
So the answer is it depends.
It really depends, yeah. Lighting and color texturing is all relative. It's all relative. Was that too much work? Yeah, maybe a little bit. I've put it on the list, and now I remember that you did it, but if it doesn't get picked until later, I might forget it's yours. Because I don't put your names on them. I hide them. I hide the names. So it's impartial. I don't know if changelings have ears.
Depends on the setting, I guess.
Yeah.
I believe changelings do have ears.
I'm going to give them kind of goblin-y ears.
I usually give them like
actually changeling or doppelganger.
they're one and the same for me. I like to give them actually like ears that are fused their body, like they're short or have been cut.
Yeah. Anyway,
You mean like no fuse on the top and bottom?
Yeah.
So they just have like melty ears?
Yeah. Like. So.
Because wouldn't that just be a hole?
Kind of.
Gotcha.
Yeah, something like this.
Okay.
I guess I could ask what's on the suggestion list.
If you want.
Just fail at it. I'm gonna try.
Okay, roll me a d20.
Yeah.
D20. Oh god. It's been a while since I God. Yes.
I was gonna call bullshit on that because you rolled one last Saturday, but you didn't roll a real one.
Yeah. 4.
A human fleshsmith inventor.
A what?
Flesh Smith.
Says fleshsmith. Kibble's tasty homebrew class. I don't know what that is.
Fleshsmith.
It's a part of the cult of the dragon flesh grafters. So a human, I think it would be easier to think of as like a human flesh warp.
Oh, it's like
Human
a
flesh warp.
crafter almost.
Yeah,
Okay.
flesh
Yeah,
warp
sounds-
inventor, huh?
Sounds like an Elden Ring thing.
It does sound like an Elden Ring thing.
It does.
None of the I think I probably said that wrong. I did not mean to put disdain in that. That's the frog in my throat.
What?
My tone was offensive. I did not intend to disparage whoever suggested this was.
I'm confused.
Have you never heard the term frog in your throat?
No, more like. Did Druid sound like that? I don't know.
I didn't read it that way.
I sounded very like sarcastic and derisive to my own ears, so I immediately was like, "Uh oh, gotta get out ahead of that. I do not want to alienate your audience, Rock."
Well, don't worry, Rook's audience hates me more than you, so you're safe here.
Is that true? I didn't know about that.
I don't know.
I highly doubt it.
I have
I
a
don't even
secret
know.
suspicion that most people are here for Druid, so
Hey, at least he's in your streams often, so
You used to say that about Jonas.
round
I stopped
earbone.
hanging out.
I suspect that because you're the one who puts out most of the videos, everybody probably came here for your content.
Fleshsmith. A human fleshsmith. How much body horror can I go here? It was.
I went to get a haircut yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and I asked the gentleman for a mohawk, and he asked me, mohawk? And I was like, yes, a mohawk. And he's like, oh, okay. And then he presumed to, like, not give me a mohawk. I've got a very nice haircut, but he went to town and gave me, like, the full shave and everything on my face, but not the top of my head. And he, like, it was weird. It was a weird haircut. I've never had a haircut like that before. I got nicked in some places. I feel like my life was in danger for a little bit. But I don't know. It's a nice haircut, but it's not a mohawk, so I might just buzz my head tonight. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Changelings should not have mohawks. That's what I've just discovered.
Okay. What a random statement.
Well, I mean, I was trying to discover what kind of hair to do. I was like, I should try a
Oh.
mohawk, and that's where that story came from. Oliver, welcome in.
Fair enough.
Sensitive to demasking? Oh, what? What does that mean? We're attending a Renaissance fair.
Sensitive to demasking. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Was that in response to my freaking out about me being mean unintentionally and nobody noticing? I don't know what demasking means. Am I too old? Am I too old for the internet?
Maybe.
Could have to do it. No, I'm not sure. I won't proceed more on that thought process.
In response to how body horror you can go with this, Jonas,
As much as you want. Yeah.
yeah, pretty much. It's just
I'm trying to cobble together appropriate garb for it, though it proves more difficult than I thought. Oh, for the Renaissance fair?
oh yeah.
Tunic. Just get a tunic. Get a tunic or a cloak, and you're good to go. That's all you need. Don't
maybe
overthink it.
they want a little bit more than that.
Yeah, I did a pop by because I don't have my D&D this week.
Don't have your fix.
Yeah. I usually like the reason why I haven't joined as many like streams and such is because I always have D&D during this time. So
Start streaming it.
Since
Everything is content.
everything's kind
Monetize your life.
Good, I guess. I also didn't feel like doing much else because I have a weirdly nasty headache,
Oh,
probably
okay.
from caffeine withdrawal or something. Bad enough that I just left work earlier than usual, so
Bummer.
I couldn't get anything done.
I don't know what to do with this. I spent so much time and effort on the mask. I don't know what to do for the changeling clothes now. Was this a warlock? I think it was a warlock. Is it a Fey patron? So if it's a Fey patron, I should probably do something a little more gallant and floofy. Want to ensure my outfit fits together properly. I was thinking about going with some form of clergyman. Robes. That's what I'm telling you. That's all you need.
Like how half of this is just me trying to get used to the controls of this site.
Welcome to Aggie.
Yep. Do be that way some days.
Yeah. Muscle memory, other stuff so much that it's weird. I press something else, it's like, oh no, what did I do?
Yeah.
Just reduce the size of this a little bit.
Warlock clothes.
Warlocks can look like anything. Which
Yep.
is not, good advice, but hey.
Help me, Google. That's not bad.
I just
like that.
whenever I imagine Warlock, I imagine the WoW Warlock with the eye shoulder pads and
Oh,
Eternal
yeah.
Darkness hood,
I forgot about that.
My uncle played Warlock back in the day a lot. He was a big PvPer, so he always had the coolest sets.
Warlock, got a lot of attention in early WoW. There was always the rumor that one of the lead developers' kid was played Warlock, and that was why. Just always got the most love and attention and coolest armor sets and stuff. And then they got
Actually,
nerfed
kinda
and
like
everybody
the-
quit playing WoW.
I actually kind of enjoy the WoW Warlock theme a lot more than D&D's.
I think so too. Yeah, like it's a little more demonic in nature, where it's like it's all about
It's like
the summoning
they're-
rituals.
they're a good guy using evil magics. One could argue they're not evil, but the stuff you do as a warlock in your quests is pretty damn, evil.
I think the thing that the biggest issue I have with 5e, specifically Warlock, is it's essentially just a cleric domain. It's a cleric domain that they were like, what if cantrip casting? It's like, all right. I think your flavor and your
I like
mechanics
the
don't
invocation
really
idea,
match.
and I think they should have leaned more into it and made them like the Pathfinder 2e fighters essentially.
Interesting.
Instead of like having a subclass at all, maybe, I don't know. I mean, the subclasses are pretty to decide a lot, but I imagine if they had more invocations and you just customized your own idea of a character, then it could have been interesting.
I think that could have been very interesting. I do not see 5e having ever done anything like that, though.
Yeah,
Customization inherently breeds like
unbalanced.
not necessarily, but complication, I suppose, is what I'm thinking. It makes the system kind of more rules heavy automatically, and 5e tried to make things as simple and dumbed down isn't the right word, but like along those same lines, they were trying to make it as simple and user-friendly as possible. So
I don't include 5e is considered kind of crunchy nowadays, which is funny.
I think that's a direct response to the kind of overcorrection they did. I mean, I think 5e did something smart, but now they're kind of falling back into their old tropes. Like,
yeah, which is expected, honestly.
yeah. We want to make something highly accessible. Oh, people are mad that it's too accessible. Let's make it more complicated. Uh-oh. It's not the same thing as it was anymore. Yeah.
There's a downside. If you make it for everyone, you make it for no one. So.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes we talk to different friends that are in public. You're being conscious of your tone and then reacting that it may have come across as mean. It's definitely a neurodivergence experience. I have some Mormon friends who experience something similar when they think they need to code switch into church mode. I call it customer service voice. Like, everybody has two faces, and very much so, like, you can put on that. And so I think I know what you're saying, Elliot. It's basically like you're masking. You're not actually showing who you are. You're just making a face to appease people. And I could see that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I kind of thought that as well, but that's why I didn't say anything, because, I don't know, my own is a bit different. So.
Well, there are two wolves inside me, and both of them are terrified of being mean to people.
Fair.
Fair. If I didn't require interaction with people, I don't think I would interact with people.
Yeah. Same.
It is.
All right.
Hey, at least you guys are really fun to interact with.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What?
My brain immediately went to just, like, disprove that for some reason. I think it's because I've been hanging out with Kevin the Necromancer. And
Why did you want to disprove
So
that?
as a joke, I immediately wanted to go, "Fuck you, Jonas."
That's fine. You could have got.
I
that.
could have, but like, I wanted to
I would've
preface
been,
that,
like,
like, that's why
mildly
my head
hurt
went
by
that
it.
way. That's what my head, because it's just like just the satire of it. Like,
Yep.
you guys are
That's
nice.
what
Go
you get
fuck
for-
yourself.
All right, jeez.
Jeez.
That is what you get for hanging out with necromancers, Rook.
Yep.
Bad influence.
I'm done with the scraggly brush. I don't know what to do with it, and I hate it now.
At least you tried it out.
Yeah, no, that's good. It was fun. It doesn't look too bad. But I miss my round brush. I'm going to get a little texture in here. And then I'm going to call it for this guy. I feel like I didn't really get the Fae aspect of it in here. I'm not really sure what to do with it. Because, yeah, Warlocks are
No.
fucking Warlocks.
Now I'm just bombarded with thoughts of how I once wanted to, like, really make a warlock that was like a WoW warlock, but I realized it was kind of hard to do.
Yeah, the closest I've come is you need to take the Oracle or Witch
Like
aspect of it.
I find this Witch is the closest because
Yeah.
they have so many curses and everything, afflictions.
Mm-hmm. You need to get
They're
a summon
not
familiar. You get a summon familiar or an Eidolon through the summoner, and then you go Witch, so you just hex the hell out of people and then hit them with a giant monster. And that works. That works, and it's kind of fun. But
Then you hit them with Drain Life and turn them into soul crystals to summon more creatures.
ooh, I should make a homebrew item for that.
But your bags was just full of crystals. Oh god, I used to play a warlock when I was like a kid.
Yeah.
My problem was my bags were always full of crystals because you always needed them for something.
Why didn't you have a soul crystal bag?
Because it didn't exist back then.
It did.
It's-
You just had to make it.
I didn't know, I guess. I
That's
don't
why
know.
warlocks always have to take cloth crafting. Cloth crafting.
I'm gonna Google this.
Fucking noob, Jonas. Noob.
Thanks, I was 7 at the time.
Did you ever play a hunter back then?
I did, yes.
It was really funny because I had kind of the same issue. I was like, this is the stupidest shit ever because they only give you 4 ammo bag slots, but I need like thousands and thousands of arrows, so I'm just gonna fill up all my bags. But then you have to manually put them into your quiver, and they're just like, buy a bigger quiver. I'm like, what do you mean buy a bigger quiver? It's so
I
frustrating.
had quivers at least.
Yeah.
When did they add those? I don't think those existed in Vanilla WoW. Did they?
In vanilla, I think they did, but they were higher level. Like they were because
Yeah, I didn't make it to past level 30.
yeah, okay. Because I think it's like a level 40 crafting thing where you can start making those used to be the biggest bags. Those were like 32 slot bags before 32 slot bags existed because they were only for fell stones or whatever the hell, soul stones.
Soul shards, I think.
Soul shards, yeah. Soul stones were the things that revive you. Soul shards, and then the same thing for ammo. The ammo bags were huge in comparison to the actual bags. But
Yeah.
no, yeah, I'm just giving you shit. I definitely remember
fine.
that being a problem.
And you're not wrong. I was a fucking new as 7.
Yeah.
How would I know? I didn't even know English back then properly. So you can imagine me getting through stuff. I was just bumbling through everything. I did enjoy it.
Good.
That's about it. That's all I'm gonna say. Think you wanted to say something?
Final Fantasy XI was very much on like a lot of Japanese servers. You had to play on it, and they did this really cool thing where they put a translator app into the game itself. And so what you could do is you could basically like type provoke out, right? The spell provoke, and it would give you these weird brackets like this, I think. And you could hit tab, and it would be like, oh, this word will auto translate to whatever user the other person is using. So it would write it in Japanese if your default language is Japanese. So that way you could start building sentences and stuff with words that auto translate. And that was really fun. It was really fun trying to talk to people with a handful of words. No, I'm sad that WoW never did something like that, but they also have a lot more servers. So, all right, I'm done with this guy. I'm gonna move on to the next one.
My favorite thing about translation apps like that is to see how syntax is different between different languages and how it totally screws up the meaning of sentences and fucks with people's ability to communicate.
That's Finnish and Estonian as a whole. God.
There was a small soul pouch at level 20 as a warlock quest. That's where you got the first one.
Ooh.
Yeah. 12 slot bag, which is pretty big for vanilla WoW.
Did I have it? I don't remember. That was oh my god, that was like 14 years ago or more now.
I remember the first time I
2000.
played Shaman, I didn't realize you had to go do the quest to get your totems. And so I was like really high level, and people were like, "Where's your fire totem?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "Go do your job quest," and I was like, "What?" So yeah.
Yeah, I can relate to that. I probably didn't do the quest.
Old school.
Oh, that's right. I only had my imp in the beginning, and I never did any of the other quests until I was like level 30.
Yep. That's how you play the first. That's how you play like the first time you play an MMO. That's what happens. You're just like, there are different kinds of quests. What does that mean?
People are like, "Where's your White Walker, you dumbass?" I'm like, "What's that? How do I get that?"
And then the level 61, there's a core fill cloth bag that's 28 slots.
Damn. I have to play Warlock again one day.
Man, I wouldn't mind playing some more vanilla, except that I don't want to.
It is such a time sink.
It is. I keep having those nostalgia moments of like, man, that was fun, and then I'm like, I don't actually want to play anymore. But my brain thinks I do.
Actual time. Well, yeah. I do have the time, but I'm not gonna fuck that.
There's so many other things I want to do.
If I start playing WoW, I'll stop drawing for months. So you know.
A female hyena humanoid ranger, Drake Warden archer with 4 arms. I swear I've drawn this 1,000 times, but I'm gonna do it because today.
It's like the fuck.
There's a lot of things.
I've read this suggestion 1,000 times. Whether or not I've actually drawn it, I have no idea.
That sounds like my Triton character. What the fuck?
A little bit, yeah. Maybe that's why I've been thinking about it.
I haven't suggested it, but I maybe mentioned it. And I've just been drawing muscles here. There's nothing like weird about this. Time to do some weird stuff.
Time to flesh warp it.
Yeah, just giving like some weird, different hands and everything. I'm just having fun with this brush, honestly. I need to figure out how to transfer this into Krita. I watched me hate this in like 2 hours.
I'm gonna shrink this down, Druid. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm kind of. I was gonna say flavor blasting this out, but
You could just let it grow, and then I never have to draw this second arm and hand.
Druid, I need the space. Move it.
And I'll just real small.
Oh. My eyes.
I've been struggling
Sorry.
drawing gnolls lately and hyenas because I keep turning them into like bear people. I don't know why. It's just screwed up.
Barrington.
It's hyenas' heads are such weird shapes.
Yeah.
They are at once too square, too triangular, and too round, all at the same time.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I was just looking at. I'm like, this is basically like a giant smooth diamond, which makes no sense at all. Not to mention it's a Drake Warden. So that thing, you know what that means? I'm giving him horns. And it's just turning into a char. It's a 4-armed char from Guild Wars.
Yeah. That's not a bad thing.
How I flavored my character to have 4 arms was with the Echo Knight subclass. And instead of having an echo in a different space, I just had extra arms.
That's kind of cool. So your arms are echoed, not your body?
Yeah.
That's I like
And then an extra pair of arms.
I don't want to...
It turned out to be me nerfing myself.
I don't want to give out the illusion that the Suicide Squad movies were good. But in the second one, they got the guy that can, like, dislocate his arm, like, remove his arms and float him around and stuff. And then people just shot the arms. That was kind of funny. But also horrible.
It is. It is hilarious.
What a dumb superpower.
I think that was the point.
Yeah. Absolutely was the point.
Suicide Squad 2 got a lot of the off Batman villains, right?
Yeah. Yeah. The second one wasn't bad. I actually kind of liked the second one. But
It was alright.
It was funny. Or at least the clips of it I saw. I never watched the actual movie.
I think it is. All the like newer superhero movies and villain movies are just, I feel like, too much comedy nowadays. I want some serious stuff again.
yeah. I really liked the Robert Pattinson Batman. I think that was a really good... It was almost good because it wasn't Batman yet. He wasn't Batman yet. Like, he did a really good Bruce Wayne trying to become Batman. But it was kind of dark and gritty, and it wasn't, like, overly weird, which I really appreciate.
I want my edgy stuff.
Yeah, check out the new Batman, then. I mean, the newish one. I don't know, that came out, like, years ago.
I haven't watched that.
That was a really cool... Yeah, I really like that one. They did this cool thing where he basically, like, he's trying to go into the Penguin's club. I think it's the Penguin. And they do the exact same scene 3 times. So he goes there, like, he sneaks in, kind of like scoping the place out. And then he goes back as Batman. And then he goes back as Bruce Wayne. And it's really, really cool to see the same scene, like, reenacted for different parts of the movie.
Interesting.
So, yeah, I don't know why that movie didn't get as much love as it I think it deserved, but I thought it was pretty good. One of my friends hated it. He was like, the movie's awful. I was like, all right, well.
Well, everyone has their own opinion.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Archer. So we're going to do A cut neck here.
I like how the sun is setting outside slowly, and my headache is waiting.
Just too bright. That does sound like a caffeine headache.
Or a migraine.
I saw. I'm sure you guys have seen the Planet of the Apes meme. Oh no!
Oh, I seen that constantly.
Yeah, it's all over the internet. I saw a good one of like, what did it say? It was like, just gonna play one more game before bed. Sees the sun rising up out the windows. Oh no! Or here's birds chirping outside.
Have you guys seen the movie Arcadia?
I heard about it. I heard that it existed, and I saw a clip, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
I like the monsters in that
Yeah,
because they're just freaky.
they feel kind of like they feel inspired by all the like indie jump scare games.
Yeah, the monsters were just weird, and I really like that for some reason.
Very, not even. I was gonna say ethereal, but that's not quite right. Like they're not founded in reality. they are very strange, very eldritch. That's not the right word either.
They're just
What are aboliths?
aberration.
Aberration, yeah. I was gonna say aberrational, but that's not right either.
Aberrant.
Aberrant. There we go. Thank you. That's the word.
Yeah.
Batman
They,
0.45. Yeah.
I need to find. Wait, is there? Can I just live stream chat? It's just how the like monsters, their mouth, the mouth thing they did was just so creepy, and I was like, man, that's interesting. And how they can like extend their limbs and claws, and it's like, man, I want to make that into a D&D monster now. It's kind of spoilers from me, but
I really do
Hey, what's
feel
the
like
movie?
if I was trying to create an aberrant creature, like that's a good rendition of it. Did Bright just post something and then delete it instantly in the
Yep.
Discord?
Yes, he did.
I didn't see what it was.
porn.
No. Political. Worse.
Worse. We'd rather
Maybe-
have porn here than political stuff.
I mean, I would.
I went I went to a barber shop, right? Like
Yep.
good classic barber shop. I think most of the guys that work there are from South Africa, which is kind of cool. Like it's
That makes sense. Their economy is kind of right now.
it's just like it's this barber shop for this one neighborhood near where I live, which is awesome. And so it's always fun to go there because they're always just like yelling about whatever. But yesterday two of the guys were talking about the Hunter Biden stuff on the news, and like they were yelling at each other. They were like standing up, yelling at each other, and I'm like, this is a little more heated than than I had intended it, like than I thought it would be. And it was bonkers. It was bonkers, but they were cordial about it. Just they were yelling. I was like, yep, political stuff, always spicy.
I try not to get into it. That's why I know absolutely nothing about politics.
Atomic said it was him, not Bry. And,
Okay.
yeah. I think it wasn't really political. I just caught a glimpse of it. It was just a protester thing, and I think he says that he thought it said something different. So
Gotcha.
I think he was making a funny, trying to make a funny about
Maymeys.
one of the things you said
Oh no.
in response to one of the things you'd said.
Mm-hmm. Corvus's apparition is the correct term. Okay. Dresden does some pretty cool stuff. I don't know if Drew's gotten there, so I don't really want to ruin it. But
Yeah, I haven't read any of them recently. I'm still only up to book 5.
oh yeah,
Finished
you got
book
some
5.
good stuff. You haven't even fallen into the pattern yet, so
No,
yeah. Reoccurring themes.
I've been introduced to a bunch of characters, but that's
Me, whenever I start a new campaign. And these pants remind me of when I did fan art of Horaga.
Garaga?
Horaga from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Ah.
Yes, I watch anime sometimes.
I mean,
I am cringe.
we all watch anime, Jonas. Anime's mainstream now. Anime's cool.
Man, I wish.
Have
it
you
was
ever heard
cool
of
when I
One
watched-
Piece?
Yes, I have, and I am caught up to it.
I'm sorry. That was a dig on my friend.
That's fair. I try not to suggest it to anyone because it's way too long.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
get
No,
too
I
spoilers.
refuse to watch One Piece. I watched the first 10 episodes, and I'm like, nothing has happened yet, so I stopped watching it.
Sorry for any other fellow One Piece fans here, but about 20 episodes of One Piece is technically like one episode of normal anime.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
That is what it feels like. So, one of my friends is not an anime watcher, and so whenever something hits mainstream on Netflix, he will be like, "Whoa, have you ever heard of this?" And I'm like, "Yes, yes, I have. I know what that is."
Everybody has.
Everybody has. And so I don't begrudge them because they're just discovering stuff.
Yep,
But
yep.
it's always funny when someone tries to explain anime to me that I've been watching for 10 years.
Yep.
I ever shut up.
I never correct them. I never I'm just yeah, that sounds cool.
You never
do
rub
that
in
as
their face that they're on the wrong side of the cultural zeitgeist.
Yeah. Maybe I'm the one in the wrong. Who knows?
It's me. I'm the problem.
I'm the problem. Yeah. No, it's the children
Yeah.
who are wrong.
How dare they not be afforded to live? Sorry, I take that back. That's taking a step into political territory with, and we're gonna move on.
More confused than ever before.
Don't worry about
Cost of living is rough in places in America right now, and we don't need to talk about it. That's fine.
I mean, we
I'd say
can.
more.
it if you want. Really, it's up to whatever
No,
chat wants to talk about.
I
We're just here.
don't have-
We're just here to be internet
yeah.
funny men. So do what
Yeah,
you want.
I don't have anything productive to say about that or any culture war stuff.
Mm.
I would rather talk about anime and video games and game design and D&D and monsters and whatever the fuck it is that I'm drawing, because I have no idea what it is actually.
You don't know either. I'm just drawing, having fun with the brush. Oh, I realized why I like this brush. It's kind of like charcoal.
Yeah, it is. Giving
I
you
like
a
using
very
charcoal.
similar charcoal edge, yeah.
I actually had a set of charcoal. My mom bought me one, so I had fun with that for a while until I don't know what I did to it.
You ate it. You started eating the chalk.
Probably. That's why I'm so wide now. I ate everything. When one hungers, one must consume.
The boy has not yet started shoving stuff in his mouth.
Oh boy. It'll
Lucky
begin
you.
soon.
Yes.
And while I'm not worried that he's not doing that, I'm also kind of dreading it because it's I haven't gone around the house and what are things that should not be near the child.
Well, watching stuff,
Hold on
of
a
course, with detergents and everything. Well, I can relate to that because I have 5 younger siblings.
Yeah.
I guess upside and the downside of being the oldest kid.
I lost my train of thought. Sorry, I got distracted.
Okay. The boy, which
Oh,
sounds
eating
like
things,
he's the
yeah.
chosen one, is not yet eating things.
But that also means that I want to instill a wide range of foods.
Yeah.
I want to make this kid an adventurous eater, but like because he's not to the I want to taste everything stage. It's like I can't just be like, oops, dropped a carrot. So it's like I gotta wait. Kid's not allowed to eat anything yet. Can't eat anything yet. It's fine. We'll get there. Because once again, I'm in the waiting phase of like still too baby to do interesting things. Just be baby.
Mm-hmm.
Only job.
Oops. Okay, that's wrong button. Where did I go?
That desire to instill the adventurous eater kind of instinct in your child is such a former chef thing to do. I wish I could say that I was surprised.
I have friends that are in like their 30s, late 30s and 40s who just like refuse to try things.
Yeah.
And it's like how have you lived this long and never ever tried something like a sweet pickle? It's like, no, that sounds gross. It's like, just try it. It's like, it's not gonna kill you. What's wrong with you?
That sounds pretty good, actually. How do I unselect this?
Shift
Control
D.
D.
Sorry, Control D.
Shift D.
Control D. I think Drew it was right.
Ah, thank you.
Mind
I
you,
was battling that for a while. So.
Yeah, I had to absolutely beat into my brain the difference between Aggie and Undo and Aggie and Krita, because Krita is Control Shift A for some ungodly reason.
yeah, that sounds. Why would you do that?
I don't know. No one else great.
That's a sub menu. That's a control sub menu. Huh?
People keep asking me why I use Krita, and I'm like,
Because it's free.
because it's free and I'm used to it.
Yeah. Once you get used to it, it's fine. Because my answer is because I'm cheap.
Yeah.
And poor.
Then everyone tries to get me to try something else, and I'm like, no thanks. I try it, and I'm like, I miss Crit. I miss my familiar art.
Same. I know this is going to sound absolutely crazy to anybody who's tried Clip Studio Paint, but I prefer Krita over Clip Studio Paint.
You're not the only one.
It's much easier for me to wrap my head around what's happening in Krita.
Clip Studio Paint is has a lot of automation to it.
Yeah.
Which, if you go into Clip Studio Paint to learn Clip Studio Paint, I think is probably really nice. Like, it's just, it does a lot of very small task automation, like line smoothing and selecting and things that if you don't understand, like, the rasterization effects of Photoshop from photo editing, like, it's probably fine. But if you're going from Photoshop or something like Krita to it, you're like, why is it doing it this way? Like, it's doing things that I have not told it to do, and that's weird. And it always trips me up, but it's a really good program. So, like, I don't want to bash on it.
I have access to it from my sister's account, so.
I also don't want to bash on it. I think it's great, and I think the brush engine is phenomenal, if a little bit CPU heavy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like, because I think specifically because I don't. I'm still not familiar enough with all of the stuff that image editing software can do. It really bothers me that so much of it feels out of my control in Clip Studio Paint.
Yeah,
and I think that's specifically why I don't like it.
So, like, all the brushes are post-processed, which is how they're able to get those, like, cool effects, because it's self-referential. So, like, you can have a brush stroke, and then it'll look at the entire brush stroke you make, and when you let go of the pen, it then processes, looks at all of it, and says, oh, you just meant to make this line as one object. And that's kind of cool. Like, Illustrator does that. You can have Illustrator do that.
Yeah.
But if that's not what you wanted, you're like, why did my line just wiggle? Stop it. You have to
Yeah.
wait 2 to 3 business years for a baby to start doing cool stuff. Yeah, that's kind of that's where I'm at right now. It's just like
Interesting way to word that,
mhm.
but it's not inaccurate.
Yeah.
Can baby hold pencil to learn to draw? No. Can baby hold pencil? No. Can baby sit up? No. All right, we got some stuff to work on.
Yep.
First year of life. Real cute, real dumb. Step 1, catch up to cat.
Weird question. When do you guys remember first being conscious as a person?
I remember having some very young memories, but I don't know if they are actual memories or just like thoughts of being younger. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Because like I have vague memories of like a crib, but I don't think it was my crib. But it's like in my head as that was my crib. So it's like, yeah, I don't know.
I have an example of that, like sitting on a windowsill,
Mm-hmm.
which I apparently actually did when I lived in an old house, which I don't remember much of besides being attacked by a nest of fire ants. But you know,
Sure.
Oof.
That'll burn in your brain.
I have one memory, like my first memory that I'm sure is a memory is from when I was like 4.5 years old, getting lost in the church building.
interesting.
Some churches are really creepy when
Oh, yeah.
you don't know how to get out of them and when you're completely alone.
Yeah, that is true. Especially as a child, everything's so confusing.
Yeah.
Everything's so big.
Yeah.
Can't see far yet. You don't have the human advantage of standing on two legs, seeing far. What have I done to this guy? Thanks.
You gave him a third arm.
Sure did. It's a fucked up arm though.
That's okay.
Sorry, Jordan.
So I
I'll
wanted
steal the
to
page real
give
quick.
you the feel of being grafted and everything.
Nope.
It was alright. I was done with that anyway. I am ready to roll for a new one, so
Hit me.
I can wait until you finish before I start.
Oh
I'll
no,
roll now.
I've got a little bit ways to go here.
Okay, 2.
A goblin chef with a kind face who carries his workstation on his back. Goblin chef.
Traveling goblin chef. Okay.
With a kind face.
I think I'm gonna have to shrink this down. Partially just get the bow in, but to give you some space too.
Oh god. Who's messaging? Oh, my brother.
Fuck off! I'm on the internet. Now my pen's too big. I'm gonna shrink it. Green Goblin in the Flying Hibachi Kitchen? Oh, okay. I have a lot of trouble drawing limbs when they aren't fully visible. Any tips? Yeah, so when you're drawing limbs that aren't visible, draw them.
Yep.
That sounds really stupid, but hear me out. So if you're drawing your character, like this is why the structure stage is so important. You can draw in everything that needs to be here, including the spine. And then you start drawing in where your shoulders should be, and you'll notice that this arm is behind this body. You can still draw in the structure lines, so you know where the arm is going to be. And then when you go back, you can just draw, like, okay, I need to see this part of the shoulder, I need to see this part of the arm, and then the chest is going to cover up everything else. Right? Like, feel free to draw that stuff. I think one of the ones that like really stuck in my head was I have a book of like how to draw anime, and they did a lot of bubble drawings, and they were like, even if you're not drawing the butt, draw the butt, because that is going to give you the perspective you need for like attaching the hips, essentially, so you know where things go.
Man, I love lessons with Rookzer. It was so fun.
So yeah, draw them. That's the trick, is draw them. Draw them and then erase them later. Like, don't be scared to overdraw something, because a lot of people just like start drawing their structure lines and then just go into the finished product. Take the time, do several layers, do several passes, move things
Especially
around.
in digital, because you have the freedom to do over very easily.
Yeah.
Just don't be afraid to draw everything.
I like drawing bones, especially like hip bones. Hip bones are really nice.
Yeah. If you're not doing digital, then like this is one of the reasons why pen control is really important, because if you can learn how to draw all of your structure stage, this part of your structure stage, if you can learn how to draw that really finely and very softly, then it becomes really easy to erase later.
Yeah.
You can also do a thing like architect draftsmen used to do all of their like initial layout in a soft blue pencil, and like you can still see that a lot of times, and it's good for like for a couple of reasons. One, your eye will automatically push it to the background, because things that are like desaturated blue tend to show distance. So a light blue will automatically fit in the background. Two, those pencils were specifically designed so that photocopiers wouldn't pick them up, so you could get a finished drawing with it would automatically edit out the blue when you photocopied.
I love photocopied blue pencils. I still use them today.
Yeah, they're great. So
if you're drawing, go ahead.
There's just a lot of little tips, and like there's a lot of tricks to being able to erase or make your structure lines seem like they're either part of the drawing or were intentionally left in.
And that also goes back to not just pen control, but if you are drawing physically using different brush or pencil, like this is an 8H, and then a 4H pencil will look. I did that backwards. And then you have a 2H pencil, which is usually what I started with, and then you have like a 2B pencil, which is going to look like that. You have an HB pencil, which is a normal pencil, which is somewhere in between there. A 4B pencil is like lots of ink. Like,
yep.
That's how you do it. That's how you did it without having to do layers, right? Good Lord, do I have a heavy hand? Yeah, so like using a harder pencil might help you, because then if you get like a 4H pencil or a 8H pencil, if you push, it's going to rip the paper. But so it kind of trains you. It trains you to draw very, very lightly with that pencil, and you can do all your structural lines and do everything you need. And then when you grab like an HB pencil to do your darker lines, you just won't notice your structure lines. Like, it just highlights the pieces you need. So another trick you can do digitally, if you're doing digitally, just draw all your structure lines with a gray. Just use a light gray pencil, and then even if you're doing something and you're pushing too hard, it's not going to matter, because once you start doing your darker lines, you're not going to notice. You're not going to notice the gray. I think I just forgot my suggestion this week. Still open. I would suggest a mouth-breathing Locata with their brood swarm. I can put that on the list. Oh no, the grumpy boy.
Food bush.
I fell over.
The cat?
The boy.
The baby.
The boy. You did the same voice you do for the cat, so
They have the same voice, yeah. Help me! That's what I'm saying. Like, when kids are born, they're sub-cat. Like, they don't have cat intelligence yet. They're also smaller than cat, so you gotta wait. You gotta wait until they're cat, and then you can start teaching them stuff. And you gotta wait for them to be dog, and then they turn back into cat when they're toddlers. And it's just it's a thing.
yeah.
You're not paying attention to me? Fuck you, I'm gonna knock this over.
Hey! It's like, oh god. Here we go. It's not their fault. Their brain's just not developed.
True.
Yeah.
They just baby dumb.
Alright, I need to move this guy a bit up. So if I take your space, I'm sure.
I think I'm done with this one, so I can move around as a little as well.
I'm working... doing a goblin who's just a little guy. I think 50% of his hat is gonna, or of his height is gonna be his chef's hat.
Douglas, I think the Goblin Chef is being drawn right now, so you came at a good time. We are still doing Super Chat. What is it, June? Kai June? So
Yeah.
if people want to throw Super Chats and sponsor the stream so I get paid more than 50 cents today, I will draw you a tiny Godzilla monster of your choice. Let me know.
Yippee.
I checked the last stream and it was like 50 cents for all the ads. It's like, maybe I just won't do ads anymore, but I need to like consistently get people sponsoring the stream if I do that.
50 cents.
50 cents.
Pretty good considering the amount of people you have, actually.
Yeah, it's not terrible, but I mean like for 4 hours of work, 50 cents is not great.
That is true as well.
Especially when I have to pay Druid.
You don't.
Wait, you don't pay me.
No, I mean you don't have to.
Let's do something like that, and then we'll just wrap this one up.
You guys get paid?
Yeah, you guys get paid. That is how I feel most of my life here. There's been a new slew of people, I think, using AI to send emails. Because I keep getting the exact same email. We love your content. Please click on XYZ and we think you'd be great to show off our like closet organizer. It's like,
Oh yeah, that's something you ignore, definitely.
It's just like I get like 10 of those a day. It's super weird.
Girl.
Oh wait, apparently there are 2 goblin chefs. That's awkward. Interesting. Yeah. Who knew?
Damn.
Man, I swear modrons are cool. I mean, you can think that. That's fine.
Yeah. Everyone has an opinion.
You can be wrong. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm wrong all the time. Will I admit I'm wrong? Probably not.
So going back to what you said earlier, I'm supposed to draw the full arm obstructed and then fix the forearm? Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, let's look at another example. I'll give you another example here. I'm done with this. So that's my Drake Warden with 4 arms. So let's say we want to do something like from the side. If we're drawing the profile of somebody, like one arm is going to be here and the other arm is going to be here. Like I'm still going to draw both shoulders so I can see where they're supposed to be. And then this arm is going to go back. This arm can also go back, and then this arm comes forward, and then this arm's come forward, right? So now that I know that, I can actually draw the whole face here just to get a little more context. Get some shoulder muscles. I'm not going to draw any of this, anything in here, right? But now I know where the arm is, so I can draw the hand, and I can see the part of the arm that I'm going to see. And then this arm just becomes the full arm, you know? That was really fast and kind of sloppy, to be honest, but whatever. Does not matter. So if you do that, because like the body is still here, and we know the hips need to be here, so like there's going to be stuff behind this arm as well that might be important. And then what I would do is, if you're doing digitally, just make a new layer, drop the opacity on that one, and then come back and refine it. Refine. Get some muscle, get an elbow. That wrist is probably a little long, so we're going to bring the hand in a little closer. Put the other arm here. Maybe we'll give this guy a shield. Why not? And this one's got a sword. And then if I'm drawing the legs, it's the same thing. I can go back to the other layer, and I can say if the hips are here and end here, then we're going to need a leg that's going to come over here. We're going to see some of the butt. Just draw both legs. And then when we come back to our full layer, what happened to my pen here? Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. There we go. And we can start getting the different muscles and stuff put in here as well. I don't know why this guy's wearing booty shorts, but hey, you know what? Here we are.
You're comfortable, that's fine.
Right? There's nothing wrong with drawing all of your structure lines, and I think people kind of get scared about that because they, like I said, they just want to finish. They just want to get the piece going, but like...
Yeah.
There's
also this weirdly... There's also this weird like stigma, like you're not an artist until you can just sit down and draw and have everything planned out in your brain before you go. That's not how it works, right? Like
I wish it was.
art happens, like you discover what you're drawing as you go. Even if you know what you're drawing, you discover what it's doing. Oh, you have to do a lot of the planning while you're drawing. So it's okay to not know exactly what you're doing.
Well, it's interesting to zoom out and then you're like, yes, art styles.
Yeah, I finished the face on this too soon. Or I shouldn't say finish the face. I put in too many details on the face too soon. And they don't really fit. So as good as it looks, I probably need to erase it and start over because it doesn't look like a goblin to me. It looks like a halfling with goblin ears.
It looks like a... What are they called? Vidalken, I think. Is that the name?
It looks like a dude. It looks like a goblin with a person face on it.
Yep.
Hold on
It's
a second.
terrifying.
Can I do something? I'm going to do something. 1 second. Help me. I'm trapped in a goblin suit.
Help.
Sorry, verdant.
Help.
That's the one I was thinking of. It
There's
does look
that-
like a verdant to me.
There's a thing online where people put like people faces on cats. That's what it feels like, a cat filter, a reverse cat filter.
Yep. It's wrong.
So I'm going. I wish they didn't look like Mike Wazowski. Who? The thing you're drawing, or the thing Drew is drawing?
Oh my god, poor Drew.
I don't mind. This is. I think I've said the worst stuff about it.
That's probably true.
Maybe.
Anyway, I'm not offended. Everybody tell me how bad it is.
I hope what I just drew made sense, Cosmic. If you weren't paying attention, rewind a minute and watch how I did that, and then see if that helps. Like you can see, I have everything overlapping here, and that's totally fine. And then I would just go back in and refine the next step. This is not my final piece. This is not the final piece.
It's not the one.
This is the start. This is the first draft. This can be the final piece if what you were doing is like a form structure. Like, hey, check out this form I drew. Done. Right? But don't take this and then be like, I don't know why it doesn't look like a goblin. It's like, 'cause it's just scribbles. It's just scribbles. Take your time. Draw it again. And you don't always have to draw over it either. Like, there's nothing wrong with just taking this and then using it as reference, right? Like, you can now do the next iteration knowing, okay, I know where this hand is supposed to go. I know where the hips are going to go. I'm not good at doing it this way. I very much like tracing my lines. But you can make your own references. There's nothing wrong with that. Just always refine. Always refine. Keep doing it again. You'll do it faster the second time.
And probably better.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's another good one. It's like, don't be afraid to start again.
Yeah, just start over.
It's been a while since I've referenced Drawfee, but like when they're streaming, when they mess up on a thing and like erase something, they tell the whole chat, if you're working on something, delete your art. Everybody delete your art in solidarity.
Yeah, just
Which is it's a joke, right? But two, it's also really good advice. If you're struggling with something, start over, do it again. You do not learn unless without failure, right? You have to fail to learn. The only way to get better is by doing and doing more. Fail harder, fail better. Learn from your mistakes.
I'm wondering if I should ask for another prompt.
I'm ready. I'm drawing fire metal kineticist who dresses like a gunslinger and summons guns to shoot.
Oh, Pathfinder character.
Okay. You say a Half-Life character?
Pathfinder character.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Head assist.
Fire metal
Anyways,
kineticist.
I'll roll as well.
Okay.
Roll the 2.
It's like the third 2 we've gotten. A shifter rune knight transformed farmer in overalls.
Huh?
A rune knight shifter.
Knight. In farmer overall.
Yeah. In overalls.
What race? Oh yeah,
Shifter,
right?
Shifter, yeah. So like half
What-
werewolf.
But shifters can look like.
They can look like anything. Yeah, they didn't specify the animal or the other half of the race either. So dealer's choice, I guess.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry. Whatever horrific fur I'm gonna draw now. Did they say gender?
Nope. How detailed is too detailed for structure drawings? How do you keep parts of the body consistent with scale? Well, if you're doing your structure drawings, that's how you keep your body consistent scale. Because if you draw two different arms and they're not force shifted, they should be the same length. Does that make sense? Most situations, like even if you're looking at someone like from the side or from like a 3/4 perspective, these arms are gonna be the same length, even if they're doing something else, right? So the only time they should shift is if you're changing your camera angle, which is gonna be like, wow, really skewed, or if they're foreshortened by being closer to the camera, like your hand's pointing at the camera here, and then you're not going to be able to judge that. But these two should be the same length, right? These are the same length. These usually go to the bottom of the rib. Like there's a ton of landmarks like that you can know, and that can be drawing your bones. Draw your bones, make sure your bones are the right length.
In terms of how much detail is too much detail, that's
as much as you
kind
need.
of really, that's it. That is it's up to each individual person. So as you just need to put in as much information as you need to determine what's happening. Because I do kind of a much more painterly style, tends to get lost in the details too quickly. The other best advice for dealing with detail is work as zoomed out as you can if you're doing digital, and lean away from your drawing if you're doing it IRL, if you're doing with physical medium, and try to keep everything that you draw, everything on the picture, about the same amount of detail, as refined as everything else. It is a difficult thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome from Maine. Hello, Alexander. Welcome in. Bri, welcome in as well.
Oh, the ferrets have gone rabid.
That's not good.
That's what Bri calls his employees, right?
I don't know if that was supposed to be shared with chat, but you just gave the code away. I think they've become carnivorous at this point. Aren't ferrets already carnivorous?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are.
Yeah, they're weasels. Yeah, I think so. They eat ducks. Cannibal? Okay. Cannibalistic. That makes more sense.
Yep.
The ferrets have begun consuming themselves. Yep, that's different too. Consuming each other. Auto-cannibalism? Is that what it's called when you eat yourself? Why do I know that?
I don't know. That is not a term I'm familiar with.
That might be what happens when you start losing muscle mass.
Yes, I believe so. Do you happen to have any heart problems?
Me?
Yes.
No, I don't believe so.
All right.
I hope not.
I hope as well. That would suck.
That's atrophy. Okay. She summons guns, eh?
Guns from the gun god.
that
Guns
is
from the middle plane.
the guys at the that's kind of political. I don't know if I want to talk about it. Yeah, I'll avoid that. America.
Everyone has their own weird political stuff going on.
Yeah.
We currently have the EU vote thing, so.
Were your nope, never mind. Nope, I'm gonna drop it. Damn, it's tempting. I am so tempted.
Mm-hmm.
What was the question? Was it for me?
Yeah.
He's going to ask you how your political system's going, because in America we don't look at anybody else's.
Yeah.
Ours is so much.
It's kind of quiet right now. I mean, sure, there's some turmoil, but it's
Scones for the scone throne? Cosmic, I'm
Scone.
not sure why you're spamming that. What's up?
goes for the scone. I have no idea what I'm doing. Rune Knight Shifter. I don't think they have a weapon. I think the idea was that they use natural weapons, but I want to give them a pitchfork.
Oh! Sorry, I looked it up. Auto cannibalism is what we were talking about, but it's usually in reference to hair, boogers, scabs, or nails. I think there was an episode of like My Strange Addiction that they talked about that. I was like, why do I know that word?
Well, now you know.
Now I know.
Because you watch American TV. That's why.
Because I like watching people be more of a mess than I am.
Don't we all?
There's something cathartic about watching other people be hoarders that's not me. I did a very good job the other day, and I threw away I recycled a like box full of old whiskey bottles that I didn't drink. I just had them because they were cool. When I worked at one of the restaurants, they would go through these like really, really fancy, expensive whiskey bottles. I'm like, yeah, I could use those someday. And so I've carried them across a state. Like, that's how long I've had them. And I was just like, why do I have this? And I got rid of it, and I was like, that felt great. I should get rid of more stuff. So,
Yeah.
I like keeping things. Tips on drawing hairstyles and semi-realistic styles. Also need help with hairstyles, obscuring eyes. References. Get references. That's going to be your best bet for hairstyles.
Yep.
And not only that, like, type in drawing hair in that style. Like, find a style of anime or a show you like that has the style. Because, yeah, it's just... The tips is clumping. It's going to be clumping.
Yeah. Big, blocky shapes.
Yep. And then the realistic style is going to be just deciding how much time you want to spend adding line work and shadows and highlights. And the best bet to do any of those things is to find a good reference for something that is similar to that, and then see how the light hits it and do that kind of thing. Yeah. Does it bring you joy? Right. What would a steel or like a metal? I guess it's kineticist. They don't have to be a metal Metal genasi.
Yeah, can I just have access to like the different planes and everything?
Yeah.
Weren't they a wood metal one?
I thought they were fire.
Fire metal.
Can't remember. Okay, that makes more sense.
Or the gun.
Gotta have the fuel source for the bullets. My fuel source is the elemental plane of fire.
So see here, I'm going to draw the back shoulder, and then I'm going to pull the shoulder or the arm down, because I want her backhand like up. Oh, but you're not going to see it because it's going to be behind her head. You can put it over here. So maybe I'll switch that. Maybe I'll switch that around. Bring her body farther forward, so that we have this shoulder over here, and then we get the arm coming up. Steel wool hair filigree. Hard pass. That sounds awful. I mean, that would make
Both
absolute
to have
sense.
and to draw.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good idea for a metal genasi. That sounds terrible. Like, would not do.
I don't know why, but that reminded me of like when authors call themselves out for like bad story points. Like they've written their character a certain way, and then by the process of writing their character, and realizing how horrible they've like the terrible curse that the story they're writing has put their character in a bad position.
Oh, like when yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like, why do
Yeah.
writers torture their self inserts?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but steel wool hair just immediately made me go, wow, that author thought that would be cool, and it's an interesting descriptor, but when you apply it literally, that is a horrible thing to wish on a person.
Maybe welcome in. You can speed up the video if it helps catch up with the stream, Cosmic. You should be able to also just drag it to the end. Like, there's usually a live button. You should be able to just hop on, click that, and it should pull you up to the front. Stone dreadlocks with pockmarks. That could be cool too. I like the stone aesthetic, but to make it metal, I'm not sure if it would read metal. You know, unless maybe it's like copper. That could be kind of interesting.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Dude, welcome to my life. Sometimes you just
We're
gotta...
just drawing a dude. It's just a farmer with claws.
Yep, that's how you do it. Sometimes you just go with the flow. You just go with the flow.
I think I've discovered why Wayne Reynolds draws goblins without lips.
Because the lips are just weird looking.
Yeah, because it's because of the weird head shape. If you put lips on them, then they immediately go gnome or halfling.
Gotcha. Corvus posted the steel wool hair. That's terrifying. I'm lagging behind like a minute today. Cosmic, you posted that 4 times. I'm kind of wondering if your phone is... If you're watching on your phone, maybe refresh. It's kind of freaking out. I had an issue with Discord a little while back where like I would type something and it would post it like 30 times in the chat. It was great. It was great, and I apologize to everybody that had to deal with that.
No, I didn't. So. These are bugbears. That's all this is. This is the bugbear.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Figured it out.
Everything's a bugbear.
Secret bugbears.
Absolutely. What's that noise?
I think it was just a mic getting bumped.
I don't think you can wear a cowboy hat. I think you need to go let the hair just like burn free, you know?
Perhaps.
If your hair's on fire constantly.
Many hats you can be soon.
It's only 1 o'clock. I want to keep going. I'm not going to be able to stream on Friday, so I'm going to try to get as much done today as I can. Shoulder, arm, secondary arm. I hate sleeves. Sleeves are hard to draw. They just bunch. They bunch weird.
They do.
Ooh, I like that collar. Maybe we'll do that. Oh, that's the gloves. Oh, I didn't even think about gloves.
I hate drawing gloves. I have a hard enough time with normal hands. And I despise the anime oversized gloves that are just sacks with fingers.
Mm-hmm.
I refuse to do a Gen 1 Digimon.
Yeah, I could see that. I was watching something the other day, and they were just stop drawing oversized hand, draw boxes. And I was like, bullshit. And I watched it, and I was like, oh, actually, that's not too bad. So maybe the boxes is the way to go. Give you some nice spacing between the fingers and stuff. I like the idea of just finger guns.
Mm.
It's good, Luxtra. Sorry, glad I finally got to draw it. Sorry it took so long. But.
arm first, then put the coat over the top. Draw the arm first, put the coat over the top. Okay. Stupid coats. Sleepy kid. All right. Sleepy kid, good kid. This is too low. Okay, I think I'm about done with this one. Don't know what else to add for it. Finger guns is funny.
I feel like there's a butt coming there.
But it's not summoning guns. You know, there's a difference between summoning guns and finger guns, you know? Uh-oh.
Good.
You fall over? Hold on a second.
Hey, you did good. You did good. Yeah. That was a good roll.
He's rolling. That means... what, 3-4 more months till mobility?
Until mobility update.
Okay. Yep, hate coats. I like the way they look. Cannot draw the sleeves. It's gonna be something we have to work on, I think. I think I'm done with this one though. Pew pew pew. I screwed up this vest too. Let's do something like that, and then maybe we'll do buttons. Little pocket. Got a pocket handkerchief. No, I've lost it. I've lost it so hard. I just want fire elemental like Ifrit and Genasi in general to just basically have to be naked. Their bodies are just made out of elements. Like, don't need clothes.
Well, if you're made of fire, why would you wear fiber anything?
Yeah.
Another thing I could imagine then wearing is metal.
Right.
Just jewelry.
We could do that. I like that. Let's try that. Just like Red Sonja style marbles.
Oh.
Alright, we're gonna call it there. Next one. Let's get one or two more in.
I'm gonna try one as well. Okay.
Male human rogue whose steel dragon treasure. That's the wrong steel, but that's fine. No, it's not. It's correct. My brain is bad. So now he is cursed in half human form. What? Human male rogue? Okay, half dragon. It's just a steel half dragon. Rogue. Delete row. Yours is a human mystic with a bloodwood elf mask and ritual iron dagger. From Iron Swarm? I don't know what Iron Swarm is.
Bloodwood.
Yeah, Bloodwood elf mask. Human male.
What, wood or woad?
Wood.
What? No.
Is in trees.
Bloodwood elf mask and a ritual dagger. Human mystic. Unless you want to switch me.
Sure, you can have the mask.
What was the other one? What was the one that I was drawn?
I don't remember.
There's another metal something, metal dragon.
Oh, a half
rogue.
dragon. Yeah, human
Half dragon
half
rogue.
heel strat. Yeah, half steel dragon rogue.
Okay. Is it just... I mean, yeah, I guess that's the prompt. I was like, what else is there to add there?
Mm-hmm.
I almost pressed the call button on accident. Okay. Start a voice call. No. I don't think I need to do that.
Ironsworn. Behind the mask. What is Ironsworn? I don't know. Is it a different game type?
I don't know. That's not one I'm familiar with.
Ironsworn, tabletop RPG of perilous quests.
Hmm.
There is not a lot of art for this. The wood elves seem very generic. Like, they're exactly what... Oh, there's a cool one. Okay. So just kind of like brambled wood. I can do that. Did y'all make those randomized dice? Did y'all make those? I mean, have we rolled the same thing over and over again?
I'm just rolling my DM dice.
I mean, you already called that we've rolled like 4 2s.
That's true.
Human roll turns to be half human, half dragon. I wish there was more detail. So otherwise, I'm just going to draw a half dragon, which is just a dragonborn.
I mean, unfortunately, that's what that is, right? Like, it's the problem with I want thing that look like thing, then it is just thing, right? Like, it's really hard to say, oh, my character's been cursed to look like a dragon, to be different than I was born and I look like a dragon, you know? So, is it the curse that's the important part, or is it the dragon that's the important part? So, I would say just draw a half dragon. I think that makes the most sense.
Because regardless of how you become a dragon, half dragon, like you're a half dragon now.
Half dragon just looks like a dragon.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to, but like that's
They're
definitely
more
one
likely
way
to have
do it.
tail.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, they don't have to, but yeah. As everyone knows, I'm the professional dragon person drawer here. Maybe, I don't know. Not professional, actually. I don't make any money.
Would you
I
like to?
could. I should, maybe. I would like money. I would like money so I can buy food, because I'm always hungry.
I could find work if you want.
Why are you so quiet out of a sudden?
Am I quiet all of a sudden? I might have moved.
Because I had to get up.
Let me just increase the volume with my own peril, because I might get deafened and get a fucking mental flashbang of noise.
Ah.
Steel dragon. Iron dragon? Steel dragon? Steel.
Yeah, steel, iron. Same difference.
Yeah, they look different though. Lore. Steel dragon. Iron dragons are superior to steel dragons if I remember correctly. which is
They're more
funny.
pure.
Yeah.
Pure dragon.
I might be remembering wrong, but I believe iron dragons were the top of the like iron or ferrous dragon line, whatever the hell it is. Someone explained it to me once upon a time, but I think most of it went through one ear and half the other.
Get that eugenics shit out of here.
Yeah.
Protect the bloodline.
Just
Oh,
purity.
this is just Knives Dragon.
Curse the muggles.
This is just Knives but Dragon. Wow. Okay.
If dragon were knife.
Yeah, steel dragon.
Can we talk about Harry Potter eugenics for a minute?
I'd rather not, but okay.
Sure.
I mean, so the Harry Potter universe is just rife with hypocrisy and plot holes, right?
Yes.
But so
They use
if
the nature's lowest bird as a messenger bird, so you know.
yeah, case in point. But if you had the argument that you had to keep the wizarding bloodline pure to make good wizards, but then Hermione Granger can just magically become a wizard from humans, I think you're full of shit. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And Hermione wasn't inherently weaker than any of the other purebloods. In fact,
No,
she was probably stronger.
Significantly stronger than most of the people in her class.
Especially when considered like looking at like Malfoy. So either A, magic is much more specified to intelligence than it is to like sorcerer wizard like bloodlines,
Yep.
or humans are magical and wizards are kind of the like aberrant thing, and you don't want to just keep breeding them over and over again. So just a thought.
That's a thought. Interesting. I wonder how much of that information I actually processed with my condition currently. So I might
None
not
of it
remember
matters.
much of it.
None of it matters. Make it
Yeah, everyone's favorite discussion point: eugenics.
up. It's
It's all made. Yeah.
let's
We
go.
all love it.
And Harry Potter is all made up, and nobody should care about it anyway.
It used to be such a. As a kid, I loved Harry Potter. Then I grew up.
Yeah. I loved Harry Potter, and then I realized some things about my childhood trauma, and can't read the beginning chapters of the first Harry Potter book anymore.
Interesting. I think the point is that purebloods is that it's a racist viewpoint and there's no rationality, I think is the word it's supposed to be, to bigotry. I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I just want to hate.
I just need to feel superior to this other group of people. It's typical bully mentality, right? And I think that that's kind of the point of it. Like J.K. Rowling, as popular of an author as she was before she went off the deep end,
Don't drink your own Kool-Aid, people.
no, it's a little bit, but like she was not trying to like write anything particularly earth-shaking, right? Like she was not
Yeah.
trying to introduce a new villain trope. She needed a cartoony villain, and so that's what she built, right? Like it's
Malfoy just needed to be an asshole.
yeah, exactly.
Why is he an asshole?
It's-
Because his dad is a racist fuck.
Problem solved.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, and as much as it is a story about generational trauma, like it's not written really as a story of healing of generational trauma. It's a hero's journey,
Sure.
and that's all it was ever meant to be. And I can
Speaking
still
of-
appreciate it for that.
Speaking of things I used to love as a kid, I don't anymore. Star Wars.
Oh, you don't like Star Wars anymore? Acolytes is pretty good so far. I'm
I
excited
haven't
for that.
seen.
It just started.
I'm
It's like 2 episodes in or so.
I'm with you, Jonas. I'm over Star Wars, mostly because once again, don't drink your own Kool-Aid. The hype from some people that I know is too big, so it automatically turns me off.
No, that's heard an interesting thing about me. People always tell me, Jonas, watch this, and then I'm like, cool, I will. I never do. It's like people are like always to me, Jonas, watch Arcade. I'm like, yeah, I'll watch it one day. Never watch it. Still haven't. There's like other examples. Like people are like, Jonas, watch The Mandalorian. It's like, nah. Then I eventually watched it with a friend because didn't have anything better to do. But yeah, whenever people tell me to watch something because they say it's really good, I'm like, nah.
Just don't trust your friends.
It's probably good. It just doesn't interest me too much.
I will not watch something that is recommended to me unless somebody can tell me why it's good.
Yeah, that's a good point. No one ever tells me when it's good.
Yeah,
Like, it's just good. I'm okay with people spoiling stuff for me. I will rather watch things once they're spoiled to me, because then I'm like, oh, this story seems interesting. I want to see how it plays out. Like, often how I watch like random movies online, ethically, of course.
There is a I don't know if it's a term, but it's like a trust fallacy. There's a lot of things where people want to go into something and be surprised, right? Like they want to, like, if you spoil the ending for me, it's not worth watching anymore. Like I know people like that. But there's another part of it where it's like people want to make sure that their time that they're spending is worthwhile. So like you need to watch somebody else play a game, or you need to have somebody you trust give you a good review and tell you how a movie ends, so that you can go and give your time to enjoy it, right? Like it's a very
me.
What's that?
You just described me.
Yeah, like that's 100% a legitimate thing to do. And like I have a really hard time spending money on video games recently, unless I know that they're going to be good. Like it's really hard for me to spend money on video games because people be like, "Oh, you should get this." It's like I don't care if it's $4. If I don't know how the game is played out and that I will enjoy it, I won't buy it. And so like that's something I love about YouTubers playing video games, because then I can watch them play it and then be like, "Oh, that looks really fun. Yeah, okay, I think I'll get the game." Right? And that's hard to do with movies, especially. And so I hate going to the theaters because it's so much of a time sink and a money investment for something that could just be utter shit. And so I really just don't like going to the movies anymore because of that.
Yeah, spending like 40 euros to go to the movies with someone, and you're like, man, that's just 2 hours wasted.
Mm-hmm.
and then there's the unknown social aspect of things as well, where like people can be real shitty, and not being able to determine if the people in my theater are going to be kind and respectful, normal humans, or if I'm going to be sat next to a Karen. I'd like that is no longer a risk I'm willing to make.
Yeah. That's when, like, same with games. I can understand that. I will very rarely buy games nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
If like a friend recommends it, even I will have to do deep research if I really want it.
I've been burned too many times.
Yeah, so one way to know that I don't really. Oh, what was the game that I got burned by a lot recently? I don't know, but a lot of the games I get nowadays is I don't buy them; my friends buy them for me.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because they know I won't buy it, which is funny.
Jonas, I want to play this with you. I'm going to buy it for you.
Yeah, that's the only way I will play it usually.
Yeah, for some people, like, they don't really care about the game. They want to just hang out with you, and they're willing to spend money to do it. So, let's do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever been burned by a video game.
I think I've mostly been burned by new World of Warcraft expansions.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I'm
How are you doing, Corvus, by the way?
I'm alright.
Welcome in.
Damn it.
The hell was it called? Anthem. Anthem burned me pretty good.
Oh, I luckily got to play it for free because of the whatever the hell launcher thing.
Because the game sucked.
It was during release. Whatever the EA launcher was back then, I don't remember what it's called.
Oh, you were paying for the subscription.
Yeah, I had the
Yeah.
subscription. I got to play. I think it was like €3 a month. I was like, fuck it.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I played the game for 60 hours, and then I was like, this was not worth it.
Yep.
I never bought it. I played it enough that I got through everything in the game. Like
There
all
was
the
not that
content.
much stuff. That was the problem.
Yeah, and the stuff there was oddly grindy, but I didn't realize it was super grindy because I play Warframe, you know.
Yeah, I can see
And
that.
then I was like, what are people complaining about? This quest is fine. And like, this quest took 20 hours to do. I'm like, huh, fair point. I didn't even realize it was such a long quest. You know?
Yeah, no. The games that I play are the games I was already interested in and never really been burned by them. I may not pick them up after I finish them, but
You play a lot of single player games,
yes,
which is
because I prefer to enjoy my life instead of deal with multiplayer.
You know? That's a smart way of doing it.
The only multiplayer game I'll ever play is Final Fantasy 14. That's with you and Jump Rope Rook.
Yeah. I saw someone writing an article about the new Dawn Trail expansion, and kind of at the bottom of a lot of like blog posts, it'll give you their credentials of like why you should listen to this person, and it was like 200-hour veteran of Final Fantasy 14. I'm like, that's chump numbers. Like you're not even through ARR yet. Get out of here.
My numbers.
Like what are you talking about? 200 hours? That's nothing.
Yeah, like
You're not calculating your amount of time played in days or weeks yet. Get the fuck out.
So they are.
Yeah, that's where
It was funny because the article I was reading was actually talking about something that you and Jump Rope and I have talked about recently about like respawning in dungeons and stuff. And I was like, yeah, this is like everybody wants this, so I'm glad they're adding it in the next expansion. But you did not have to suffer like we suffered. I was a little salty.
nothing wrong about that. You could be salty.
yeah, I've only ever like had one bad experience in Final Fantasy 14. That was when we were in that one dungeon
Oh yeah, that was funny.
the other day.
That was really funny. That guy was right to be a little upset at us because we kind of jumped the shark, but he didn't have to be a dick about it.
Yeah.
We went into a dungeon, a level like 50 dungeon, wearing level 20 gear because we were like, let's start new characters. We forgot to switch, and we were the tank and the healer, and we got wrecked.
Yeah.
Or random.
The guy kicked me. The guy kicked me out of the party, and then because he kicked me, everybody left.
Yep.
That was always the fun part about WoW. Like when people would start bitching, it's like you don't realize that we are the party. You're the expendable piece here, bud.
It's always funny, yeah. Or at least in like it was in League.
Yeah.
You have almost full party, and then one random starts flaming, and then like everyone's like, "Shut the fuck up!"
Time to throw the game.
Yeah.
We this might be against the terms of service, but I don't care. My friends and I decided one time we had 9 people. Or it might have been 8 people. We had more people than was one party, but we wanted to play together. So we're like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're all gonna get ready, and we're gonna queue at the exact same time and see if we can get in the same game. And we did. And so we had 4 people on one side and 4 people on the other.
Come on.
And we started just playing against the other pugs. And so like this guy would just start running around and doing stuff, and our teammates would tell us what was happening. And so they would all go back him up, and then as soon as he like decided to jump, they would all leave, and then we'd murder him. And we did it 2 or 3 times, and then the guy's like, wait a minute, I know what's going on. And he was really cool about it, and it was funny, and we had a great conversation. The other pug gave up. The other pug gave up and quit playing because we were doing all these shenanigans up here, and he was just like, what the fuck's going on? And just left. It was,
Poor guy.
yeah, it was not, just weren't playing the game. We were just dicking around, and it was really funny.
It is technically against terms of service,
Yeah.
but okay.
Hey, they
You know
shouldn't.
what else is really? If you know what else is really funny? I just got an ad for Final Fantasy 14 on your stream.
Nice.
I've been getting a lot of those. lately. They've been upping their advertisement a lot lately.
I have ad block, unfortunately, so I'm not giving Rook any money.
I have not
Son of a
seen
bitch.
because I don't engage with Final Fantasy anything. I have not seen a single Final Fantasy anything until just now. I have no
Was
idea
it
what's
the
happening with
anime?
It's why I give you money on Patreon, Rook, so I don't have to
That's
watch
fair,
your ass
yeah.
on YouTube. I give you more on Patreon than YouTube gives you.
That's true. That's true. I still have your box of
It's-
stuff that I've never haven't remailed
Oh,
because
yeah.
it keeps getting
Haven't
sent
been
back
able
to
to
me.
get that.
Yeah, that's fair. One day, I'm just like gonna see like I have a package. I'm like, huh, what is it? It's like a massive fucking box of just stuff. Yeah.
That's what I should do. I should just keep compiling it until I have like a Foot Locker. And then just send you the Foot Locker.
I think they'll deliver it then because it looks important.
I'm gonna do one more. I think we're probably gonna call it after that. 8. Drider Cowboy. Son of a bitch.
Right,
Yeah.
I was debating taking another one. I really struggled with that Goblin Chef, surprisingly.
I've been struggling all this time.
Yeah,
Gosh.
I think considering what the dice gods just gave you, I'm gonna peace out today. Like I'm not gonna leave the chat, but I think I'm not gonna draw anything else.
What if it's a giant spider body and a tiny, tiny body?
Could be that.
I like it, but give it the whole ass spider head and just have the torso instead of in between the eyes.
Just a person, right? Like inside of a spider.
Yep.
Oh, also speaking of Final Fantasy 14, I was doing my daily today
Mm-hmm.
with my monk, and I got sent to the same exact fight twice in a row. It was a freak with the exact same healer in
Funny.
the party. It's like, I know you.
You're the only people queuing.
It was like two. It was also like a different like sprout too. So it was just me and this sage healer.
It was always funny when, when you're like, people get really salty. This used to happen a lot more in like Magic the Gathering and League of Legends. Like when you'd be playing at really off hours, and so there's just not many people around, so you queue up for something. Someone would get really salty and pissy and like yell at you and leave the game, and then the game would fail. You'd re-queue and you get put in the same lobby with them. And it's just like, what up, asshole? Welcome back. And they just leave again. It's like, yeah, what a bunch of jerks.
No escape.
Yep. Salty people.
Yep.
For the most part, Final Fantasy is pretty good about that. That guy was indeed an asshole.
Yeah, that's the first like negativity I ever got. Like, I got called out for failing like standing in the pools of poop, but that was my own fault. And so it's like, yeah, that's fine. Because I also forgot the mechanics of that fight.
Yeah, I generally don't blame people for dying. Like, I'll trash talk them a little bit. Be like, why is this guy dead again? Holy crap. But, like,
Yeah.
that's fine. Like, it's either A, they're having a bad day, they have a bad connection, they don't know what they're doing. Those are all completely legitimate things and reasons to die in Final Fantasy 14.
Yep.
I don't begrudge people that. I begrudge people when they go AFK or when they start talking trash and just aren't good. Like, they're not bringing anything to the party at all, and they're trash talking. It's like, hey, go fuck yourself. Like, if you're not gonna help, even if it's just like trying to tell us what's up, because sometimes you don't know a mechanic, and all it takes is like you're supposed to do X, Y, and Z in this. It's like, oh, cool, okay, thanks, right?
Yep.
But if all you're gonna do is trash talk, like I'm gonna flame you. I'm gonna flame you hard. And by that I mean like I'm not gonna heal you. I'm gonna turn off my tank stance. Like. If you're being a jerk, I'm gonna make you suffer. It's gonna be funny.
Yep. Oh god.
I was really hoping because we left that dungeon, we walked to the auction house and we got the correct gear, and then we went back in. I'm like, I really hope we get the same guy. That would be really funny.
Yep.
If we got Riku back into the same dungeon and just been like, hey, what up? Look, we're superpowered now. But man, we destroyed it after that.
Oh yeah,
We wrecked it.
because having the right gear is very key.
Yep.
What the fuck?
But yeah, the one I was having issues with was the one. Oh god, the vault in Heavensward. The final boss of that thing, where it's just like lines of horsemen just charging down the lane.
Yeah.
It's like so stupid.
I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
I feel
Just
that.
Lines. It's just lines at this point.
Lines, nothing but lines.
What did you say?
It's always DPS too. That's the biggest problem.
Yeah.
DPS only just hit some buttons and they get inflated ego.
I don't even remember what they were.
It doesn't really matter. But just like, I feel like if you're randomly joining a party, it behooves you to be the most cordial and like. It always baffles me when DPS are just like complete asshats, because it's like you're the easiest thing to replace. Like, you know that, right?
Yeah. There are literally thousands of people waiting right now to get into a dungeon to do their stuff.
In World of Warcraft, you need a tank, you need a healer, you need one DPS, and then everything else is just acceleration. Like, that's it. These just make things go faster. We could do the dungeon by ourselves. We don't need you. Like, and in Final Fantasy, it's the same thing. You only need one DPS. The other one just makes it go faster. So,
Yeah.
And preferably, I mean, at least in my mind, it's better to have like a ranged DPS, because you don't necessarily have to worry about them getting hit by everything.
so that is true if you. Well, no, I don't want to make this sound bad. I'm not judging. This is not directed at you in any way. I promise. That is
Keep
true
going.
if the range DPS is bad. A bad range DPS is still highly functional. A bad melee DPS is useless. But a good melee DPS can offset a weak tank. Like, so if your tank or healer isn't geared up, but you have a really good melee DPS with you, they have stuns, they have interrupts, they have AoEs. It's great. They can just.
That's fair.
You can kind of off tank with a melee DPS.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that in vanilla. I remember it was fun.
So the range DPSs are, I'm gonna say they're less noticeable, but they make things go so much faster. So like, if you have a really good range DPS, you can burn through stuff pretty quick.
Yeah.
Arguably,
think
WoW's
also-
you only need a healer and a hunter and a crab turtle. That's true. Yep.
Sure.
We have two-man most of vanilla WoW, with a paladin and a hunter, or a shaman and a hunter.
And it reminds
Was it
me
druid?
of
Druid and a hunter. Okay.
of a really fun run in vanilla WoW I once had when I played. I was playing like a orc warrior because all my friends were horde,
Mm-hmm.
and
Horde
we
is best,
had
go
you know how the warrior quest weapon you get like level 30 to 40.
Yeah. The
We had
whirlwind axe
4
or something?
orc warriors, whirlwind axes,
Mhm.
and we're all just making orc jokes. And then we get another orc who's a shaman who has, what is it called? Was it whirlwind? No,
The good axe, the whirlwind axe.
no.
The one that looks like this?
The shaman had the totem that gives you get an extra hit in it.
Oh, the wind flurry totem. Okay.
Yeah, the wind fairy totem. So we were in. And the shaman never had to heal because all of us were just hitting and critting for some insane damages. It was just the funniest shit ever because all the dialogue was just orc smash, orc go in, orc die.
Something that a lot of people don't realize, and this is maybe something that's kind of not necessary. I think this is pre-Cataclysm. You can almost two-man every dungeon in that game within 5 levels of the dungeon with 2 warriors that both have max level first aid. So if you have two,
yeah.
because this is before you had to like spec really hard into one thing. So what you would do is you would have a warrior with a shield and sword, right? And then a warrior with a two-handed weapon. This guy's just spinning, just doing AoE damage nonstop and cleaving. This guy's just provoking. As soon as this warrior gets down to like 30% health, this warrior switches to shield, taunts, starts tanking. This guy uses the bandages, gets all their health back, and then switches back. And then they have a minute cooldown on the bandage, so you just switch to a two-handed weapon until that's done, and then you switch back. And then if for some reason your cooldowns are both down on the bandages, one of you uses demoralizing stomp, or not demoralizing, the one that fears. You can fear everybody, and you just stand there and wait until the cooldown comes back. And you can do it. You can almost two-man the entire game. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
You don't need healers. It's great. And when I was a shaman, I used to play shaman all the time. I love shaman healing. And it was really funny because everyone started using heirloom gear, which like is basically always max level gear. And everyone started using that, and it got so boring that I just started running dungeons naked. And people get really pissed off, and they're like, "Why are you doing this? Why are you making it bad for us?" I'm like, you guys do not need a healer. Don't worry about it. And they get mad at me. I'm like, don't worry about it, really. Don't worry about it. Like, all I need is an heirloom weapon, and we're good. That's it. So, like, WoW was fun, and they just slowly made it more and more easy to play at lower levels. And now it's like superfluous. There's no low level challenge. It's just a grinding to get to max level.
Yeah, that's all you need to care about. Well, what they make you care about, at least. Which makes it awful, I think, in my opinion.
I definitely that's why I'll play vanilla WoW again if somebody ever wants to play WoW and they're like, "Oh, let's play WoW." It's like I'll probably play vanilla with them, but like unless they do a dramatic shift of how leveling works in WoW, I have no reason to play it anymore.
Yeah.
Which the dragon flight of whatever, that was kind of interesting, but like it was really only interesting to play the new dragon race because they had a new zone, right? Like try the new zone out.
My issue with the Dragonite expansion was I hated the leveling because every time I leveled up I was weaker.
Yeah.
I went from like level 60, I could handle like 20 mobs easy. Level 64, I was struggling with one mob constantly.
Weird.
And I was like, this feels awful.
Just because the gear progression, scale progression?
Yeah. All the mobs also scale with your level.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing, because like when you start here, they give you new gear, and so you're like really, really powerful, and the monsters, like, danger range goes like this, and then your armor, because every level, your armor is lower and lower level, that it goes like this, and eventually you hit a point where you hit max level, and they're like, oh, the 70 monsters, difficulty's up here, and it's like, well, fuck me, I guess.
Yeah, for me, because I played the like pre-expansion event, my gear was like,
oh yeah, so you had really good gear,
and then I leveled up, and then
yep,
as the mobs just went like this.
Yep, I remember that too. That was bummer.
And
you'd level up, and then all of a sudden you'd have to stop and go re-gear before you could do anything. It's like, this is dumb. This is real dumb.
Yeah. Like the gear I spent hours farming, worthless.
Yep.
Like,
How dare you?
Not going back this time. I don't think I'm going back this time.
This is a surprisingly funny stance you got going on with this Drider Rook.
Just, meh. I gave him a horse blanket because I thought it was funny.
Yeah. It just feels very blasé. Like, yeah, I'm a Drider. What about it?
He needs a bandolier. I think that's what I'm missing. I think the next time we play another Pathfinder game where I can make a new character, I think I'm gonna make a gunslinger. And I'm gonna try to make the kobold. I'm gonna try to make Gad Flamesnoot again.
What you should do.
Do
is
the
find
breath
a way
attack
to
build.
get. Guessing.
Okay.
There's a gun that probably would fit that character since you described them as being Burt Gummer.
Is it like a 50 cal or?
Uh,
This is making me want to pick up Final Fantasy 14, but I hate playing MMOs alone. Yeah, I can't really. That's one of the reasons I have. I'm really. I don't want to say I'm really good at crafting. I like crafting in MMOs. Like in WoW, I love the crafting system, making potions and stuff, and gathering herbs and things. And so that's the only thing I do when I play Final Fantasy by myself. I don't level. I don't do dungeons. I don't do quests. I gather things. I can't play MMOs by myself. So, Barricade Buster.
Yep.
The Barricade Buster features 8 barrels fixed around a central pivot attached to a handle. So it's a cannon pepper box.
Yep.
Yep, it's a cannon pepper box. That's pretty great.
That has raising, repeating. I guess the downside is the volley, so you can't be in 20 feet and shoot someone.
Oh, gotcha.
You'll take a penalty, like even more of a penalty.
There's I don't know if people know much about guns. I really like double-barreled break-action shotguns. They're just cool. They're really cool, but they're expensive, and I don't own one. And every time I get to shoot one, every now and again, it'll be a double trigger, because sometimes they're single trigger and they fire one tube and then the other. But other times there's double trigger, and the person will always say, like, be careful now, because you might accidentally pull both triggers. And I'm like, yeah, that's the idea. And it always sucks, and it's always fun, and I love it. Just blam! I want the half dragon as a t-shirt. That's the classic Jonas dragon. We've got a couple of those in the Patreon art, I think.
Yeah.
I feel like I did a really bad job with this guy.
It was good. I think you're good.
Well, I had an off day too, so.
I think I gotta call it. I think that's all I got today. Thanks for hanging out today, everybody. Sorry if your stuff didn't get drawn. We still have a lot on the list, but I will not be available for Friday. So we'll have to do more next week. That's it. That's all I got. I will still have a YouTube short out tomorrow. If you have not checked out the YouTube shorts and given them a comment, please do so. Little bits of engagement. Little bits of engagement make a lot of difference. There we go. That's the sentence I was trying to say.
There you go.
So yeah, leaving comments on those, giving them a thumbs up, really good. Otherwise, that's all I got. Thanks for hanging out today, everybody. Thanks again, Jonas and Drew, for drawing with me. Stay happy, stay healthy, keep your dice on the table. We'll catch everybody later. Bye, everyone.
Bye.